Good day everyone. Today, I will be talking about the skeletal system, which is one of the essential systems of humans and several other animals. So, what is the skeletal system? What does it do? Well, it is the framework of our bodies. It is what helps us lie down, stand up, run, and so on. If we look deeper, the skeletal system protects our organs and serves as the storage of minerals such as calcium and phosphate. It also contains bone marrows, which produces blood for our body. If we were to not have bones, we would not be able to move around like, well, a normal human. We would be moving around like an octopus, jellyfish, worms, or slime. We would also be more vulnerable to physical trauma. Nothing but a mass of muscle, basically a bundle of flesh, would not be a good buffer against punches or other violence. Now, I will be talking about 15 bones from the skeletal system. 15 bones from the upper body to be more specific. Some of the well-known bones of the upper body are the skull, rib cages, and the vertebrae, which is also called as the backbone or the spine, but I would discuss some of the more detailed bones on top of this. The skull, as we all know, is the bone of our head, which protects our brain and other delicate organs. It forms the structure of your face, like the definition of your cheekbones, and the shape of the nose. When measuring the thickness of the skull of the cranial cavity, the place where the brain is located, it is known to be around 1300 to 1500 cubic centimeters thick for an adult. Along with the skull, we can find our mandible, which is more commonly known as the jaw. It contains the lower set of our teeth, which is not a bone unlike how many people believe so, and with the movement of our jaw, it helps us eat, bite, talk, etc. On top of the mandible is the maxilla, the upper jaw. It covers the area from below your nose to the area around your eye sockets, known as the intermaxillary suture. This bone helps the top teeth stay in place and play a role in managing the volume and depth of your voice. If we go down from the mandible, we can find the hyoid bone and the cervical vertebrae. Hyoid bones, strangely, is not attached to other bones and is there to hold the tongue and larynx in its place, while also protecting the larynx, your voice box, pharynx, your throat, and epiglottis, the flap that blocks your air path when eating food. Cervical vertebrae is your neck bone. It is located between the skull and the thoracic vertebrae, which is the portion of vertebrae connecting to the rib cage. This bone, while being the thinnest and most delicate out of other vertebrae, does the important job of supporting your skull, while also allowing movement. Now, let's go to the bones in our torso. We can first see the clavicle, commonly known as the collarbone, which is part of the shoulder girdle, which helps you move your shoulders. It is one of the long bones that can be observed under the skin. In fact, you can feel it if you touch it right now. If we go to the back side of the body, we can see our scapula, which is also part of the shoulder girdle. It is also commonly called as the shoulder blade and is attached to the humerus along with the clavicle. You can also feel the general location of the scapula if you squeeze your back. The humerus is the upper bone of your arms that runs from your shoulder to your elbow. It is the longest and largest bone of the upper body. To some who may question, aren't the vertebrae the longest? Well, the vertebrae consists of multiple other vertebrae, so it doesn't count and allows the movement from your shoulder. Connected to the humerus is your radius and ulna, your forearm bone. When you face your palm forward, the bone nearer your body is the ulna, the thinner bone, and the bone away from your body is the radius, the thicker bone. This bone allows movement from your elbows and is also the anchor to your hands. After your radius and ulna is your carpals, the wrist bones. Carpals is the group of bones that form your wrist, and it helps you move your hands around. Metacarpals are the bones that are in your palms and is attached to your carpals. It also serves as an anchor to phalanges, your finger bones, and the phalanges, well, helps you move your fingers. Lastly, let's go back to our torso. We can see our prominent bone of the chest, the rib cage. We can divide the major portions of the rib cage to two, the sternum and the ribs. The sternum is the bone that runs directly across the middle of our chest and is the anchor to the ribs. The ribs, obviously, are the 12 elongated bones that act like the bars of a cage. Together, they protect our important organs. Today, I have talked about 15 bones that are in our upper body. If you like this video, make sure to watch others. Now, let's finish off with 5 fun facts about bones. First, babies have more bones than adults. having 300 bones instead of 206 that adults have. Second, the shortest bone that humans have is within the ear, named stapes, and the longest one is your leg bone, femur. Third, about half of the bones are located in your hands and feet, taking up 106 bones out of 206.
Fourth, while there are 12 rib bones commonly, some people, about 1 in a 200 according to patient.info, have a 13th rib bone dubbed the cervical rib, which is often removed surgically as it causes pain especially around the neck area or the arms of the affected side.
Lastly, while bones are strong, your teeth, which is not part of the skeletal system despite the common conception, is stronger than it due to the enamel. Well, that's it for today. Goodbye and have a nice day everyone.